Hello and welcome to the Playcast. Looks like we're on day 17 tonight. Okay. No birthday. As usual, I don't remember what I had planned to do next. Clear day. Oops. Clear tomorrow. So I'll just have to look around here and see what there is to do. I could plant some more. I could expand my operations there in the greenhouse, I suppose. But I don't really need to. The greenhouse is kind of handy for when you want to grow something, and the season for that is off in the distance. But as far as just using it in general, I don't know. I just soon grow the stuff seasonally, I guess. I know some people get really profit focused and growing coffee or I suppose ancient fruit is probably the most productive thing money wise. So they'll grow the whole greenhouse full of that and make a ton of money on the wine. That's fine. I'm not in that big a hurry to make money, I guess. Really, like right now, I've got the buildings all upgraded, and there's not really. There are things you can spend more money on, but they're like big money things that won't come for a while anyway. So I don't know. Just different ways of playing. Okay, got plenty of eggplant seed. Don't have many yam seeds. Plenty of grape seed. Plenty of cranberry seed. Don't have any sunflower seeds, so plenty of corn. Alright. Days, so I still got time for sunflowers. Let those finish processing here. Go dump off some stuff while I'm waiting. Actually, you know what? The corn here, at least some of it, could be turned into tortillas, because I'm gonna have, let's see, I'm gonna need tortillas when I want to make Lucky Lunches. So I'll leave those in there. Looks like I've got quite a bit of corn in there already, so that's good. check down here real quick. Nothing new, but I see silver stars on some of those casks, which means they're coming along. Okay, seeds are still processing, so let's chop down some trees. Getting too close to the buildings, and even if I move the buildings, I can't. For right now, I can't see what's going on here. Okay, good enough. Okay, did I have maybe I had a crap load of geodes to do. Yeah, that's what I had. I had that to do today. So, let's see, we got yams and beets. Let's see how much room there's left after that. Let's see, is that all the empty space? Seems like it is. Alright, let's go to town. Shop some geodes. Dang, these women in town are flirting with the married man. So you can get to 10 hearts with everybody except the single people. You can only get to 8 with them. I've still got a ways to go with some of these people. The thing with the single people is a little confusing. I don't know if I necessarily have it exactly right, but uh-oh. What's going on here? Oh, it's going to give me your cookie recipe, I think. Like you're going to tell an old lady her cookies are bad. Nobody would do that. I think. Yeah. Gonna be anybody home there. That's one thing I could spend some money on is the house upgrade. I don't recall how much it is. I think it's a fairly good chunk. cares how you look. Just crack geodes. Maybe this will be the time I get the one final mineral that I need. I don't think there's any more artifacts I don't have that can come from geodes. I think they all have to come from other places now. God, I've got 53 of those other ones. God, this is boring. It'll take a while. I got caught up on the yard today, mowing the yard, so it's all nice and slicked up now. Finally got a chance to do that after all the rain. So that was nice. Get edgy when you get behind on it and know that it's going to be getting tall all over. Let's go. I don't think any of those are the one I need, but let's say the quickest way is just asking. Still at 11. Not maximum marital bliss. Because of the bug. It seems like it would be a fairly easy bug to find. If something's causing your spouse to lose 2 hearts just out of the blue, like that seems like the sort of thing it would be easy to locate, but maybe not. Well, that was one that I did need, but I got it last time, so. Not even sure what the one I need this time looks like shape-wise. You can see the shape in your collections just grayed out, but it's kind of a blob shape. It's not a sharp-edged thing. That's all I remember. Rocks. That could be it. I don't know if I've seen that one this time. No, that one just might be it. was it. I don't think that does anything for me. It's just one thing down. So I've collected all the minerals. Now I think there might be some... I think there's a reward when you get all the minerals and all the artifacts. And the artifacts are going to be harder, but at least I know the minerals are out of the way. Now that means I don't have to bother bringing him minerals. I can just know that they can all go straight to the sale box. I'm sure this is even more boring to watch than it is to do. But almost done. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of amazed mowing lately that how much of a difference it's making to have a self-propelled mower. I've gotten... I mean, I used to just have a regular push mower, and it was fine, but it just seemed like I was always struggling to keep up with the yard. And I get this self-propelled one, and I don't really understand why it's faster, but it is. Because it doesn't seem like I'm moving any faster. I think, well, when I was pushing the push mower, I pushed it as fast as the grass could handle, as fast as it could handle the grass, so why would I be going any faster now? The only thing I could figure is the self-propelled one must be more powerful and able to handle the grass faster, and so I'm going faster even though I don't realize it. That's kind of my best guess. I don't know. But it's interesting anyway. It just seems like it's a lot easier to keep up with it now. Okay, we're going to have to take these home and come back for the other ones. Still only at 4 hearts. So I need to start carrying some hot peppers around with me for Shane. Okay, this is the one where she dances, and it's weird. Stop at Leia's house. Haven't been in there for a while. Of course, if she's not home, then I guess if there's a cutscene waiting to happen, it can't happen if she's not there. But actually, hold on. Go right past Murney's house. I could have stopped in there too. My hay is getting filled out. I could cut the hay. Should cut the hay. Because I'm going to cut it at the end of the season anyway, but I could cut it once now and then have more then. to the mine carts. See, I got a lot of mowing done today, or last couple days, really. Oh. Pam's running over fruit and nuts. And then also hauled a lot of manure and, wait a minute, there, that's what I want. Hauled a lot of manure and bedding out of the chicken house and spread on the garden so that it can be tilled under in a day or two when it gets dry enough to do that. It was still muddy today, but I think tomorrow or the next day, if it continues not to rain, which the forecast doesn't have any rain in it, although a little bit crept into the forecast tonight because of the humidity, I think, basically is kind of blowing up the kind of making the storms appear out of nowhere, possibly, the chance of storms, as it does in the humid summer days. So, so as long as that holds off, let's see, go up through here and look for artifacts. So as long as that holds off, we should be able to till in a day or two. Till all that chicken manure in. And then that's where squash and watermelon and stuff are gonna be this fall. Get out of the way. Out of the way, Linus. Oh, I can stop in and get my slime ring. That's right. The slime charmer ring. So now the only thing left is the dust sprites. 163 dust sprites. That'll take a little while. You don't find them in groups of 100 or anything. I do like the slime charmer ring, though, because it makes them powerless against you, so you can just run through them, basically. You can only wear 2 rings, which means you got to take off either your magnet ring, which makes it harder to collect stuff, or your glow ring. But none of the levels in the desert mine are dark. There's one that's a little bit gray, but none of them are dark like some of the levels in, some of the levels in the regular mine are just pitch dark without a glow ring or a torch. But in the desert mine, none of them are, so you really don't need a glow ring there. At this stage of the game, I use it more just for being outside after dark. Like now, it's getting dark, but I can still see because I've got a glow ring on. If I take it off, I can still kind of see. So what I usually end up doing is wear the glow ring for outside, but then swap to the slime ring in the mines. Okay, can I get home before the little woman goes to bed? Yes, I would say so. It doesn't matter. It's just, those things in the game. Like, well, try to play it straight. Carry that around for Shane. Give to Shane when I run into him. Leave that there. Oops. Maybe I should build another furnace. I've got my one furnace is kind of falling behind, although it doesn't really matter. I've got enough bars and everything. It'd just be that much sooner I could sell some bars, I guess, but that's okay. Alright, so I guess that's it for today. What's tomorrow going to bring? Already looked at this, I think it was clear. Yep. Well, how about birthdays? Tomorrow's going to be Marnie. What is Marnie like? Do I know? Pumpkin pie. Can I make pumpkin pie? I think that might be it. I think that might be it right there. No, there it is. Okay, I just need a pumpkin then. One pumpkin pie coming right up. Alright, so gotta give Marnie a pie tomorrow. And then figure out what else to do. Yeah, I had to haul quite a bit out of the chicken house today. Didn't get it all yet, but got the bulk of it. Hey, I'm pregnant. That is indeed wonderful. Oops. Clothing therapy. Oh, okay. Mayor's house. Did it say what time? I don't remember. That's a little weird, and it continues the unfortunate arc of Clint having a thing for Emily and not being willing to say so, and her either being oblivious or pretending to be oblivious to it, and it's not one of my favorite parts of the story. Because you don't get the option to just, tell Clint to stop being a wuss, and there's a Cyrano de Bergerac sort of episode where it's like Clint wants you to take a present to Emily for him, and she thinks it's from you, and you don't have any way to say no. Okay, you know, she misunderstands, and you don't have any way to say, okay, everybody stop. You know, I'm going to explain this very clearly so that there's no misunderstanding. This is not from me. This is from Clint. You know, you don't get to do that, and so that's annoying. Because in real life, that's what you do. You say, no, this isn't romantic. This is, you know, this is going to get people's feelings hurt. So I'm not going to get in the middle of this. Let's see, corn. So more corn for there. Corn after the rest of the stuff, so the corn can be, if I need to, I can grab the corn for tortillas, because it probably won't ever get to the front of the line. Clear again tomorrow. Alright, so I'm off to check, or I'm off to giftify Marnie. Then maybe, I don't know what I'll do next. I guess I should cut my hay. And I should probably make a trip to the desert just to check for artifacts, if nothing else. Let's see, out of shade. Chase Marnie into her bedroom. Oh, this should put us up to 10. Yep. Good. One more person I don't have to talk to. Now we're permanent friends, and she can't change her mind. But yeah, I guess going to the mines, I mean, it's profitable, but there's, right now, since I don't need anything that comes in geodes, it's not helpful in that sense. I guess I should go up to Robin's at some point and see how much the buying Pam's new house is. I'm thinking it might be a couple $100,000, so I'd have to sell some stuff to do it. Where's my horse? Where'd he go? I thought I left him right here somewhere. Oh, there he is. Hard to find him in the fall grasses. Alright, well, let's go to the desert. check for artifacts. Say hi to Sandy. And then we'll go up to Robin's and find out about the house. Uh-oh, secret. Well, yeah, I already know about that. He's not even standing back there now because I've already gotten in. Give me the mask thing. I want the mask thing artifact. That wasn't very well done. About half the wood fall in the water. Uploading the summer season right now. I did spring the last couple days, now I'm doing summer. Get caught up on uploading all these. I already talked to her? I didn't think so. They're about they're about 600 or 700 megs each, the videos. So it's a pretty good chunk of stuff to upload, 7 of them per season. This is the one where she gives me plans to something. Flute block and drum block, the 2 most useless things in the game. Oh well. Community upgrade, 500,000 and 950 wood. Okay, well I've got the 950 wood. 500,000 is a little ways off. Let's see, what else do we got for buildings here? Anything else might be interesting? Don't need a well. Got ponds. Got 3 silos. Got a mill. Don't need a shed. And the cabins are for other people. I never could see you getting into the slime, raising slimes. Don't need another shipping bin. And that's it. That's everything. Watered his bowl. I guess the coconuts that fall out of the tree are not the same as forage coconuts, so you don't get the botanist purple star advantage thingy. So if I need 500,000, I'm going to have to either sell a good chunk of stuff, or it's just going to take a while to get it, I guess. I could probably get it pretty quick selling gold bars and iron bars and maybe even a few iridium bars, some diamonds, and I could probably get it pretty quick. Don't know if I have anything down here ready. Just a couple that I'm waiting, or just a couple that I'm kind of saving back in case I need them for something. Not sure if coconuts can be turned into. Let's move them to the front of the line. There. Move the corn back. Okay. Now we'll get to see next time it gets something. Is it going to get those coconuts? If it can. If they can be done in a jar, a preserves jar. Let's see who's coming up. Well, Robin's next up. I'm a little at a loss for something to do here right now. It's one of those days when I let it get too late to go somewhere, to go to the mines, but I guess there's always fishing. Especially for treasure. I don't know why I'm not riding my horse. I got down here faster if I was on my horse. Maybe tomorrow I'll make a lucky lunch and try that with fishing. Let's see what it does. I wonder, sometimes the treasure chest doesn't show up right away. Whoops. I wonder if you fought the fish longer, if it would show up later. Like if there's I don't think there is. I think it always shows up either right away or like a second or two later. But I'm just thinking, like, if you kept letting the fish get away a little bit so that you could fight it for like a minute, is it possible that a treasure chest would show up like 50 seconds into the fight? I'm thinking it doesn't, but I'm not positive because I never paid attention to that. moving out. Yeah, the chicken house had gotten. Well, the problem is when it rains, some water can seep into the chicken house, and so all of a sudden you got wet bedding and manure. And normally by this time of the year, I would have all the windows open, letting a lot of air move through there, so it would dry things out and keep things fresh. But this year, because of the black flies being so bad, I've been keeping most of the windows covered to keep it dark enough in there that they don't pester the chickens, because they don't go where it's dark. So it's still fairly closed up without a lot of air movement through it, and then you've got wet manure sitting there, so I was like, I gotta get in here today and get some of this out of here. And I got the worst of it out. And then tomorrow I'll get in there at some point and kind of clean up the smaller amounts around the edges. My chicken house is actually a dairy barn, an old style stanchion dairy barn, and so there's gutters behind where the cows would stand. There's a gutter down each side, a gutter just meaning a low spot in the floor, and so everything kind of runs to that gutter, and it does help make it easier to shovel out. When you shovel up that gutter, you get 80-90% of what's there to get. And it makes you feel like, oh crap, you're like, man, this is like 4 to 6 inches deep in this gutter. This is going to take, and you look around and you think, man, this is going to take forever to get this place clean. And you realize, no, it's just deep in the gutter. It's not deep everywhere. But it was, I don't know, I was hauling it out 2 5-gallon buckets at a time, and I don't know how many I hauled out. Maybe a couple dozen, but I got most of it anyway. I saw, as I was mowing, I saw one of the tree cutting services go by with their truck full of wood chips, and they went down the road to the dairy and dumped off down there. Now, I've been told the dairy stopped producing milk, but they've still got something going on down there, so I don't know just what it is. Apparently they've been providing them with wood chips, and I don't know if they've been selling them the wood chips or just, using them as a place to dump them because they could use them for something. But I know some people say some places you can, just offer and say, hey, you need to dump wood chips here. Here you can dump them on my place. I would certainly like to have them, so if they do close down up there, I'll get a hold of that place and say, hey, you guys used to dump wood chips off right down the road from me. Why don't you just dump them here on my place? Because I could use them as mulch on the garden, but I could also use them just to build up soil in a lot of places. There's a low spot all across the front edge of the yard because of whenever they put in the water lines, that sank down, as it generally does when you trench out an area and then fill it back in. It tends to sink and settle deeper than it was before, and so there's a kind of a trench along there. there's some places where my dog, and even more so the neighbor's dog, dug some holes before, looking for moles and things. And so there's some holes I'd like to fill in, and soil would be good, but wood chips would be just as well. They eventually rot down and become soil, so I wouldn't mind having several truckloads of them dumped in a pile. Alright, it's midnight, time to head home. What's going on here lately? Quite a bit of cheap fish. I guess all the cheap fish could become I'm gonna need more fertilizer by next year if I keep playing. I ran out of sap before I ran out of cheap fish. That never happened before. I guess I've got the wood for the house, I just don't have the money yet. Those there. Alright. Well, that gets us about ready for the next day, whatever the next day is going to bring. I think I'm going to take an intermission here and be right back. And I'm back. So we're on to the 19th. What do we got going on here? Nothing much. Actually, my intermission ended up actually being a day, but that's alright. Storm tomorrow. Okay. Alright, so, as I said, seems like the main thing I need at this point for my collections is artifacts, and some of them can only be gotten from fishing, and so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a lucky lunch or two, so I need some blue jazz flowers. After we take care of the farm here. Battery pack for Pam. Alrighty. was supposed to have a conference call this afternoon, and I never heard anything, so that could still show up, although it's not afternoon anymore for me, but I may have to stop for that. But I wasn't going to spend my whole evening just sitting and waiting for a call. Anyway, let's see. Sell that. I guess I said, yeah, I need what I say, 500,000 for Pam's house. I guess I ought to start selling some stuff to get the money up here. Although cheeses go to the basement, but the other stuff gets sold. My crops look watered already. It looks like another situation where everything is already watered. I don't understand. That's right, basement. I guess I could build more casks at some point too. Get more stuff going on down there. Since it can take 3 or 4 weeks depending on what you're doing. Yeah, my schedule is pretty open. I can't complain. I basically work when I want to, which usually means I'm at my desk, 8 to 5 or something like that. But I'll also go out and hoe in the garden for a half hour or something like that once in a while when I feel like a break. But so it's a little bit of a pain when somebody says, "Oh, we're going to have a conference call." It's like, I basically have my phone on me all the time anyway, but I normally don't think about it, and then you got to start thinking about it, thinking, okay, I got to make sure. And then when the call doesn't come, you start thinking, well, did I miss it? Check the phone. Nope, didn't miss it. Anyway. Plant. I don't know. Everything appears to be watered. I don't know why. Uh-oh, too late to plant yams. It's not too late to plant beets yet. Or bok choy. Oops. I'm gonna finally get a flower on the last day of fall, I can tell. Been doing such a bad job of watering that thing. Although it was probably already watered today, just like everything else. Pretty sure that's the case. Let's see here. Yep, nothing changed. I don't know, it's the second time that's happened where things are watered and I don't know why. Weird. Okay, so Pam needs a battery, that's right. Why don't I have batteries in there? What the heck? What's going on here? I know I had batteries. Did I use them all or something? Move them for some reason? Oh, they're there. Oh, I think I took them out when I was making sprinklers, use them for that, and then I didn't put them back over there. That's fine, they'll be fine in here. Alright, so Pam needs a battery. I need jazz flowers. To make lucky lunches with. It doesn't say how long it lasts. That was what I wondered. Different meals last different amounts of time. Like coffee is the fastest. It only lasts like a minute. And some things last about all day. So I don't know how long the lucky lunch is. I think it's on the shorter end, but anyway. Give Pam her battery. Joe just gone. You can stop fearing them. I drove them out of town. Well, I guess they still exist out there somewhere, just not in this town. Let's check comb the beaches really quick here. Since it's been a while. Should use the coffee more often, darn it. See, all the single people, you get them up to 8. The thing I don't know that hasn't been clear to me is when you get them up to 8, that's as high as you can get them, unless you date them, and you can't date them once you're married. So, do they stick at 8 the way other people stick at 10? I don't know. It kind of seemed from what I was reading that they do, but it just wasn't quite clear to me. So, I don't know if they permanently stick at that point or not. Oh, just got an anchor. Oh, already had that. Okay, so what do we got going on here? We got plenty of bobber. We'll eat our lucky lunch. Eh, 11 minutes. That's not a tremendous amount of time, but let's see what happens. That's 11 minutes real time, not 11 minutes in the game, so. I think a day typically, actually it might last quite a while, because I think a day typically takes about a half hour, well, no, about 20 minutes or so to play, because these sessions I've been playing 4 days, and they've been going pretty regularly about an hour and a half, or just over. It's kind of funny how often they're coming in at about a minute 30, or an hour and 31 minutes, or an hour 32, or something really close to that, which seems strange because it seems like some days go faster than others, but Each 4-day session is coming in pretty close to an hour and a half. So if it takes about 20 days, 20 to 25 minutes to play a day, then 11 minutes for a lucky lunch is a decent chunk of that. Yes, excuse me. Haven't got a treasure yet with all this luck. With the lucky lunch and my treasure bobber, haven't got a single treasure yet. Heavy finger. Finally, a treasure. I don't need gold nuggets, I need artifacts. Fishing tackle worn out. It doesn't seem to be helping me much, but I'll replace it. Beautiful treasure. I guess I should have checked the TV. Maybe this is a really unlucky day and I'm just... my lucky lunch can't overcome that. I don't know. There's also my lucky ring, or whatever it is, that is supposed to be helping these days too. Where's that thing at? That thing, the special charm. I guess it doesn't tell me anything about it here. Looks like there's room for one more thing. almost halfway through the Lucky Lunch. Oh, man. Pitiful. There's an artifact at least. Not one I need, but at least it was an artifact. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot to talk about today, although all the stuff going on with Google and Facebook and that is pretty great, but I don't know if I want to dig into that. So, and stuff I wrote about or talked about, I forget which, was probably a couple years ago, and now it's finally, something's finally coming of it. But so that's good, but those things also take time. So you don't want to get, you don't want to get so excited about it then nothing happens for a week and you're bummed out again. That's a lot of what goes on with the news cycle these days. Is, especially for people on the right, is a lot of news is put out specifically to try to get you to think something's about to happen. And it may be happening, it may be going to happen, but it's not going to happen as fast as they're telling you it's going to. And so then you get your hopes up and get disappointed, get your hopes up and get disappointed over and over. And the goal is just to wear you out, basically, to just make you give up and tune out and stop calling your congressman or whatever, whatever you might be doing to try to contribute, even if it's just voting. That's the goal is just to wear you out, so you won't do it. I combat that mostly by not watching any of the news. I get all my news from other people secondhand, because that kind of filters out all that stuff. Other people can kind of sort of act as a buffer, and a lot of the nonsense gets filtered out that way, because it doesn't survive long enough in the news cycle to get through other people and to me. And if something does, there's probably a little more substance to it. It's not a perfect system, but it works better than checking your Twitter feed all day long and thinking that you're getting the facts, because you're not. You're just getting what the media wants you to think when you do that. Or your Facebook news feed or whatever, Google News or whatever it is. You're not getting the facts from any of them. Well, heck. I don't have much luck here, am I? A little more time on my lucky lunch. I might as well at least use it up. It's been the darn bubbles have been up here for practically half the time I've been here. But just out of reach, so I can't cast there. And they're just surviving forever. Anytime the bubbles show up somewhere where you can cast, it seems like you get 4 or 5 casts and then they go away. But they're out of reach, they're just going to stay there all day. Not move somewhere else. That's great. At least one more cast in here. Well, I'm still lucky. Oops. And then I missed the hit because I was looking up at the icon. Well, that was pitiful. That's all I need. Totally pitiful. Uh-oh. Something's happening. Oh, that's... Abigail's spending the night, or trying to spend the night in the cemetery because she's all goth and stuff. Guess it's Friday. I could have gone to the bar and said hello to everybody. I didn't think of that. How full are my silos? Let's see. I don't seem to be able to get gain on it. I seem to be able to get them up to around 200, 250, and then I can't gain past that. We'll see what happens when I cut it all here at the end of fall. I guess I'll put that in there. Whoops, what am I doing? Wrong one. Ah. Sell these junk artifacts that I don't need. I've already gotten them before. Okay, what was the luck today? Neutral. Okay, so I had neutral luck plus lucky lunch plus my luck charm plus anything else? No, I guess that's it. And I still couldn't catch anything decent. Uh-oh, something happened. I made almost 50,000. Got a ways to go to 500 though. Millionaire. Oh, I've made $1 million so far. It's raining today. Uh-oh, she got me a geode. You can't shop for geodes. That's not how it works. So yeah, it's going to be a while yet before I get up to 500,000 to buy the house, I guess. Thing to pick here, yeah, just these flowers, these grapes. Okay, what to plant? I guess still got time for amaranth. Why is there one piece of corn ready and nothing else? That's weird. I probably missed it once before. Still stacked up from yesterday. I need to be checking in here, don't I? I haven't been in here. Ooh, there's some more blue jazz to make more lucky lunches. No, don't need it. Not by itself, anyway. Okay, let's get some more seeds going of those. Drop another one in there. More jazz seeds for more lucky lunches. Looks like I've got 3 more spots. Alright, grab these. Something there? No, I guess not. It's just tree. there, over here. But they won't stack up, so let's just go ahead and make 3 more. Or 4 more, whatever. Looks like I only really need 1 a day, but well, another fishing trip. I know it's probably boring to watch. It's not all that exciting to do either, but I need to get some more artifacts. That's the only way to get some of these. I don't think it matters where I actually fish for them. Like any spot is as good as any other as far as that goes, as far as luck goes, or treasures. There's a good sign, treasure on the first fish. Not the worst treasure. Not what I need, but not the worst. Lamest treasure ever. Only treasure worse than 2 pieces of bait is 1 piece of bait. Comes Gloomy. Three, man. He's kind of a hard one to befriend because he's in his room a lot. Of course, you can't get in his room until you get up to 2 hearts anyway. So you gotta try to catch him outside sometime. And even once you can get in his room, it's up there in the mountains, and you don't get up there that often. At least I don't. Of course, like last night, I said, I could have gone to the bar and said hello to everyone. He would have been there. As long as I wasn't too late. The kids don't stay real late at the bar. Treasures. We're here for treasures. Probably last cast on this bobber. One more. Need to remember to grab some gold bars next time. I'm gonna use them all up here. Oh, come on. Jeez. I don't remember it being this hard to catch treasures last time I played. I suppose I'll have a lucky streak sooner or later where I'll get a bunch, but finally got one. Hey, that's one of the things I needed. Awesome. Finally, I can stop bitching. I'm not going to get to Gunther with it today, but that's alright. That was one of them. There's still, I think, 3 things that 3 artifacts I'm looking for that are available in treasure chests. They might not be only in treasure chests. I'll have to check on that because there might be another way to get them that's more efficient. But I know there was a few that was the only way. I'm pretty sure there's an ancient sword that you can only get that way. I think maybe the dinosaur egg you can only get that way. Although I was thinking you could also dig it up in the mines, but might have been mistaken about that. I guess I've already gotten that before. It's been a long time. Maybe I'm hitting a lucky streak here. I'm gonna get everything all at once. Ooh, yep. Yeah, on the Google stuff, I wrote somewhere today that, you know, the people who run these companies think they're really, really smart boys. And when they're not as smart as they used to be because of the kind of people they've been importing to run their systems. But even as smart as they are, they think they've created systems and document, legal documents for themselves. Their ULAs and terms of service and all that stuff that they think protect them. But people who work for government are experts at that kind of stuff. They've been doing that stuff all their life. They're using the rules to pound people is what they do for a living. And the folks at places like Google and Facebook are going to get a lesson in bureaucracy, a lesson in legalese, because they thought the rules didn't apply to them because they're in cyberspace. And it's like, well, that's not really how it works. You still have a business somewhere, and that business still has to follow certain rules. And they've basically had it, been able to have things two ways, saying, well, we're not publishing any of this information, we're just carrying it like a telephone company, and so we're not responsible for any of it. That's been their position, and that's the legal position they got Congress to give them years ago. But then, when they wanted to get into politics, they start banning people or shutting people down for saying certain things. Well, you can't do that if you're just a carrier. The phone company doesn't turn your phone off because of what you've been saying over the phone lines. They just carry it. They don't care what the content is. And since the Google, Facebook, Twitter, since they've all gotten into the game of, well, this particular kind of speech isn't going to be allowed, that kind is, and so on, well, then you're not a carrier anymore. Then you're a publisher. And the thing about being a publisher is you can be held liable for everything you publish. So suddenly they're potentially liable for anything illegal that passes through their system, because they've apparently taken on the responsibility of censoring out anything that shouldn't be there. So if someone posts a picture of child porn, say, or someone posts a physical threat at someone, threatening to kill someone, anything that's illegal, they're suddenly on the hook for it if they're publishers, which is why they basically can't afford to be publishers, because you can't possibly curate, especially like Google. They're trying to control what they show in searches, which basically means the entire internet, and you can't curate the entire internet for content. So they're going to have to say, no, we don't want to be publishers. Please let us go back to just being common carriers. But they can't really be trusted at that anymore, because they've shown that they're going to tinker. They're going to mess with people's content, and they're going to mess with. And, now we know that they've been talking about it behind the scenes. That what are we going to do? How are we going to tweak this to keep Trump from winning again? I mean, that's the main thing, is Trump winning in 2020. That's ever since 2016. They looked around and said, hey, our systems got used to help this guy win. Not in any sort of illegal Russian hacker way, but just in people got out there and got the message out through our systems. Well, we don't have to allow that. But as carriers, they do have to allow it. But they didn't want to allow it, and so they said, well, how are we going to quietly shut down this kind of content? And that's what they've been sort of practicing and working towards over the last couple of years, and gradually cracking down more and more. And that's why somebody they shut down, like Alex Jones, or Facebook, or Twitter, or YouTube. That's right, shut down Alex Jones. Maybe the others did too at the same time. I forget what, but they shut down somebody like that, and just gradually get a little worse. And the plan was to gradually ramp up until by 2020 there just would be nobody passing pro-Trump information around online, through any of their services, and they control most of the volume online, so that would effectively shut it down. That was their plan, but they couldn't keep it from leaking out, and so now they're in trouble. Alright, I guess it's time. My lucky lunch ran out, so I guess it's time to go. Time to go home. At least I got one artifact. Now, if I could just get one a day, that'd be fine. I've got like 6 or 7 to go. If I could pick up one a day, I'd have them all by the end of the year. A ruby for Pam. Guess I could do that. I don't want to know what Pam's going to rub it on, but... Alright. Too late to give it to her tonight, for sure. What do I got to drop off here? I don't see a thing. It's kind of amazing to watch, as so many people would say, well, but they're a private business. I mean, they can do what they want. And I think, have you been paying attention at all the last few years as businesses have been forced to make wedding cakes, homosexual wedding cakes and things like that? I mean, no, you can't do it whatever you want as a private business. Anybody that has run a private business knows that. There's all kinds of regulations about what you can and can't do. Try running a private business and saying, well, I can't afford to put in a handicapped ramp, so I'll just, I just won't be able to serve handicapped people. They'll just have to go down the road to my competitors. I mean, you don't get away with that. That's not how any of this works. It's all more and more every day. You can't just do what you want in private business. It's amazing that somehow having the private business be online sort of confuses the issue for everybody. It makes them think, oh, well, it's just the Wild West. You can't control what they do. That's not really the case. Nothing new there, really. Not much, anyway. Who did I just have 3 hearts? Oh, Sebastian, that's right. If I want to befriend him better, carry around some sashimi. Sashimi is actually a pretty good mining food anyway. I'll just carry that around. He likes that. That way next time I run into him, I'll give him one. Bump our numbers up. But I guess that's going to be it for this time. No overdue. Alright, so when we come back, I'll take my bone flute to Gunther, and I suppose do some more hunting for artifacts. So hope this time was fun, and thank you for watching.